Erev Tov, Rabotai. Says the Rambam, another interesting thing, we're going to continue from yesterday's discussion a little bit. Says the Rambam also, a person should always be jealous of his wife. What does that mean, jealous of his wife? That means, that he's watching over her to make sure she's not going with some other man, and this kind of thing. Sometimes, people think that this is not a good thing, to be jealous. Why? Because, you look like you're a fanatic, radical, whatever. Some people think like this, especially in art society. They say, oh, it's not good to be jealous like that. Don't be jealous. Be calm, be cool. No, it's not the proper way to be with your wife. You have to be jealous. So what does that mean? If you see her, doing too many things which are not proper, talking to some man, this kind of thing, making friends with men. You know how it is, right? Today we have all the internet, you shouldn't allow your wife, to be doing over there some activity on the internet. You know what I mean? Talking with men, chatting with this guy and chatting with that guy. What? This is a marriage? This is how you do a marriage? It's not the proper thing to do, And don't let them tell you, oh, it's okay, it's okay. We're just friends. What friends? You're a married woman. You're not allowed to have a man friend. Who told you you're allowed to do this? So the Rambam says this is the way to be. A person has to be, a gever, a real man. That's the proper way to be. And don't just to let things go, without any control. So the truth is, if you know a little bit about women's mentality, sometimes when you're going to be jealous like this with her, she's going to tell you, oh, you're crazy, you're fanatic, like this, she'll tell you. But the truth is, inside, she really likes it, that you're jealous. The woman likes that, Why? Because she likes when a man makes boundaries for her, not to let her go out of the boundaries. You have to be, a man, and treat her, like you're the leader, you have to assert yourself like that. And the women, even though they say, well, it's too much, but really the truth is they like that. A woman likes that a man is strong, a strong leader of the family. That's what they like, and that's what makes them happy to be with their husband, with their mate like that. That's what it is, So a person, don't let them tell you, all these things, it's not good, to be jealous. What do you mean it's not good? You know what happens, right? If you're not going to say anything or you're not going to do anything, what's going to be? In the end, something really bad is going to happen. She's going to go with some other man. And then what's going to be, Lo aleinu, if she goes with another man and has actually physical, you have to divorce her. You cannot stay with her anymore. That's it, finished. So that's why, you got to be careful. Make some boundaries, make some rules. But this is what the Rambam says. And he says, right, brings us from the Chazal. That he says that a person who's jealous like this, that means that a good spirit came over him, a spirit of tahara, tahara. He has tahara, so it's a good thing, that shows that he's got the right perspective, the right approach to life. You know what I mean? And not like what we call that, right? In Russian, trapka, don't be a trapka with your wife, don't be a rag, smartut, right? That's not the way to be, you have to be a man. You have to act like a man, and don't let things go too far. You have to put a boundary there. That's what the Rambam says, so it's a good thing, Baruch Hashem. I have to tell you about one thing though, we have a friend, our friend over there in Paras, right? The rabbi there, they're learning over there Masechet Sotah. Sometimes you sit with them over there, you go with them. So anyway, right, in the Sotah, you know what it says, right? That if a man is going to be jealous of his wife, so if he warned her not to seclude, with this man, don't seclude, don't go into a private place with him. And, he warned her with witnesses, with edim. So what happens is, now that she has to drink the water of Sotah, to test her, if she's kosher, she didn't do something bad over there, no monkey business. So the problem is that today, if you do this, what happens? She cannot drink the water. Why? Because we don't have Bet HaMikdash. So what's going to be, right? You have to divorce her. Because there's no way to stay with her like that, So that's why, even though it's good to be jealous of your wife, but don't do like the Sotah, don't do like this way. So what does that mean? Don't, bring two witnesses, Edim, there's two guys over here, Yonatan and right, Nisim, to stand over here, one over here, right? And say, don't seclude with this guy, I have my witnesses over here, I told you. Don't do that. Why? Because if you do like that, then you have no way out. If she secludes with this guy, you have to divorce her. That's it. Finish. Come on. because she cannot drink the water. No Beit HaMikdash. So don't go to something like this. Tell her in private, not with edim, watching you, this kind of. We don't want this kind of thing, right? It's not a sotah, we're not doing sotah. That's already not. We don't have that today, so we're not going to get involved with that. On the other hand, the Rambam says, but there's also a problem, Sometimes a person can go too much to extreme, What does that mean? Too jealous, too much, too much, Some men are like crazy, fanatical, They every little thing bothers them, and they're always fighting with their wife, Why'd you? Too much, it's crazy, right? It's extreme. It's not good to be extreme, So what is that called extreme? What does that mean? How do you know that you crossed the red line already, you're extreme now, too much, right? So it says in the Chazal, if you see your wife, talking to her, her cousin, or her uncle, or, what are you going to do, fight with her? Why are you talking to your cousin? What, are you crazy? What, this is family, What do you expect to do? Not to speak with their family? You're going a little bit too far, this kind of thing, So you gotta have also a limit, how far, don't go too crazy, Everything you see, it's like, why? Too much. So you have to find the right balance, with this, Yes, be jealous, that's good, when you see something which is crossing, over the line, not good, not healthy behavior, that can lead to something really bad. But on the other hand, don't go crazy, too much, always fighting, always. Why did you call, why did you call your uncle? Why did you, speak with your nephew? Come on, it's a family. What do you expect to do? Too much. So it can be, there's always a limit there. Okay, so a person has to make that balance, that's a very important thing. Another thing the Rambam says also is that, don't be too strong with your wife, What does that mean? Don't force yourself on her, don't have relations with her, sex, against her will, you cannot rape her, You think just because she's your wife you can rape her? Asur, you're not allowed to rape your wife, right? You're not allowed to do that. So don't force yourself on her, like a crazy man, So what should you do? If you're in the mood, to be with your wife, and she's not in the mood, let's say, right? She's like, oh, I have a headache, whatever, right? The excuses, whatever, right? I got a headache, I don't feel good, I'm weak, I have a cold, I have this, I have sinus problems, So you know what we can try to do, right? If you're a smart guy, try to be nice with her, convince her, speak with her nice, give her a nice, nice treatment, be nice to her. And maybe you can convince her with a nice treatment, to be with you, but otherwise don't force yourself on her, like a crazy man, like a meshuga. It's too much like this. You cannot do that, right, with your wife. This is not the proper behavior. So a person has to also, find the right balance. So they say, the Rambam also says something very important. A person has to know. Don't be in a bad mood, with your wife all the time. What does that mean? Always angry, always upset. Screaming, yelling, insulting her. Why did you do this? Why did you make this food? Why did you didn't make this food good? Why this? Why that? Why everything, complaining, upset, depressed, angry. When a woman sees a man behaving like this, she doesn't want to be with this guy anymore. She wants to get out and go somewhere else, escape. She wants to go back to her parents, Abba and Iba, right? Papa and Mama. She wants to go back, right? That's what she wants. She doesn't want to be with a guy like this, always behaving crazy, So a person has to be, anava. What does that mean? Be nice to your wife, If you see something you don't like, you can tell her, but say calm, Don't get upset, don't get angry, don't start yelling and screaming. It's not good to be like that. Women, they're very sensitive women, They're very sensitive. They're not like us, and you and me, right? We can fight with each other, We had a fight yesterday. Today we're kissing and hugging, Hi, how are you? Shalom. We love each other, Yesterday we had a fight, But woman is not like that. When you have a fight with a woman, it takes her a long time, to calm down from that. Very sensitive, So don't, a person shouldn't be upset with his wife, angry, all the time. This is not a good way to make a marriage, She's going to run from you in the end. That's what's going to be, When you have a behavior like this, stay calm. Be cool, chill out, don't, because women don't like this, a man who's always upset. They don't like that. Nobody wants that. That's what the Rambam is saying, So therefore, says the Rambam, how should you do, if you want to be with your wife, Have a nice discussion with her, make a couple of jokes, say something funny, be charming, be kind, and give warmth. And this way the woman will love you, but don't make her crazy all the time, being upset, angry, like a meshuga. That's not the proper way to behave. So a person has to know that, if he knows how to do all these things, a person, proper balance, he'll have a good marriage, Baruch Hashem. Everything will be good, have a good kesher with his wife, and everything will come. The truth is, the Chazal say that when you have a good relationship with your wife, the bracha comes from there, parnasah, shefa, you become wealthy, all the good things come from there. When you have a bad marriage with your wife, no bracha, no parnasah, no nothing, right? Everything's bad, everything comes from the wife. You give her the proper treatment, the proper kavod. That's the way it is. ברוך ה' לעולם אמן ואמן. רבי חנניה בן קשיא אומר, רץ הקדוש ברוך הוא לעשות ישראל, לפיכך הרבה להם תורה ומצוות שנהם מאוד לחפש, למען צדקו יגדיל תורה וידיר.